Hi guys, this is a video to do with Queensland as a corporation, and it's actually showing you the proof or the evidence that it is actually a foreign corporation registered in the US. Just bear with us. This is we're using a digital device to record this. So this is Cameron Dick, the Queensland Treasurer at this point in time. And this fellow here is the Chief Executive Officer, Leon Allen. He is the CEO of Queensland Treasury Corporation. Now, these names are very important for the for this presentation. Now we're going to EDGAR, which is US Securities and Exchange Commission. EDGAR, which is a company search, and anybody can look this up. It's all free. So, state of Queensland, Australia. So, the state of Queensland, Australia is actually a corporation known as a foreign government. Just move this up. Queensland Treasury Corp. Well, we've seen that name before. And then with Leon Allen. And then as we scroll down here a little way, they've got to do all these annual reports and prospectus and all that kind of stuff, because that's what companies need to do. They need to show annual reports and a prospectus of what their future plans and that are. So this is all corporations. This has got nothing to do with a government or anything like that. So we have Queensland Corporation, and this is one of the forms that we had opened. And this is United States Securities and Exchange Commission, Washington D.C. 20549, Form 18KA, for foreign governments and political subdivisions thereof. Amendment number 1 to Annual Report of Queensland Treasury Corporation. A statutory corporation of the state of Queensland, Australia. Securities registration. Now, we've also got here Leon Allen, Chief Executive Officer, Queensland Treasury Corporation, Level 31, 111 Eagle Street, Brisbane, Queensland 4000. Say what? Why is his name on a US Securities and Exchange Commission for Queensland Treasury Corporation? We also have under signature. Pursuant to the requirements of the Securities Exchange Act of 1934, the registrant has duly caused his annual report to be signed on its behalf by the undersigned thereunto, duly authorised at Brisbane, Australia, on the 16th day of June 2023. Queensland Treasury Corporation, Leon Allen. So we also have under Government of Queensland, Dennis Molly, on behalf of the Honourable Cameron Dick, Treasurer and Minister for Trade and Investment. Well, he can't be that honourable if he's not telling the people the actual truth, that they're actually working for a foreign corporation registered on the US Securities Exchange. Now, as we can see, we'll go into the ABN numbers through ASIC in Queensland. Okay, so we got Queensland Treasury Corporation, which is a government entity. The ABN 157362171171. Queensland Treasury, which is what Cameron Dick is actually a part of, because Queensland Treasury and Queensland Treasury Corporation are two separate businesses. So ABN 908560200239. So right there we have, they're actually corporations, and corporations, by the way, cannot make laws, they cannot pass acts, they can't do anything. It's a bit like having Bunnings or Kmart or another business just making up their own laws that everybody has to abide by. Alright, we have Queensland Police Service, ABN 29409225509. Again, if Queensland Police are actually acting under a corporation, then they are no more than armed security guards. A bit like Armour Guard or something like that. They don't have any authority at all to arrest. If they do arrest under a corporation, then that's kidnapping and a lot of other laws that they've actually violated and broken at the same time, as well as their oath, because they're actually constables, and if they're not acting as constables, they're actually acting as a thug. Alright. Now we're going to go to Australian Electoral Commission, because we're going to throw in here as well, to do with the voice. Alright, so Electoral Commission, ABN 21133285851. Again, another corporation, which they're trying to pull the wool over the people's eyes of Australia. Right, so that way they can run up another one to for the next CEO, and then add, and they actually brought in their own in constitution that in 75 or 77, but that is null and void, because no one actually voted on the changes for that, and the freedom of information that Rod Colton has got for them is actually they had no authority to do, which is treason. Okay, now we're going to go to the Indigenous voice. Oh, look at that. They've got an ABN number for it already, 34-634-076-850. Alright, so when was this ABN already done up for the voice? They've done it on the 12th of June 2019. That was 4 years ago. What's going on? So people need to start asking questions why that 4 years ago they started making up this Indigenous voice for Parliament. Now we're going to go into these. We've got a High Court case of Australia, which is the Communications, Electronic Energy, Information, Postal, Plumbing and Allied Services Union of Australia and Oars versus Queensland Rail and ANOR. With this High Court case, it actually shows that any government corporation that has an ABN is exactly that, a corporation, and they can't do anything else. Right? A corporation, whether government, whether anything else, cannot make up laws, they cannot pass acts, they can't do anything. This is what people need to realize. So if they're trying to push through bills and all that kind of stuff, then they are in treason to the people of the land that we call Australia. All right? So that means that all of these people are criminals. Now we're going to go to the Constitution just quickly. Now we got, and in the preamble of our Constitution, this was on 9th of July 1900, yeah. It says, whereas the people of New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia, Queensland and Tasmania, humbly relying on the blessing of Almighty God, have agreed to unite in one indissoluble federal Commonwealth under the Crown of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, and under the Constitution hereby established, and where it is expended to provide for the admission into the Commonwealth of other Australian colonies and possessions of the Queen. Be it therefore enacted by the Queen's most excellent Majesty, by and with the advice and consent of the Lords Spiritual and Temporal and Commons. In this presentation, Parliament assembled, and by authority of the same as follows. This Act may be cited as the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act. But the most important thing is there, it's indissoluble. Right? It cannot be undone. And the only way that this Constitution can be amended is via a referendum. It can't be done any other way. We're just gone too far. Sorry about this. Section 128. This Constitution shall not be altered except for in the following manner. Right? Now these words cannot be changed. They cannot be presumed as anything else but what is written. Right? It's written in plain and simple English, but apparently some people think that the words in here don't mean what they mean. I don't understand how that, or comprehend how that is even possible. But they go, those words are up for interpretation. Bollocks. And also, underneath we have the oaths. Right. And yes, I have taken up the affirmation, as I am actually a CPO, a Commonwealth Public Official. And this is the reason why we're making up this video, so we can actually share the information, so for people to comprehend, and they can learn, and so we can get our country back under the right on the right format, and away from these corporations that where they've actually signed up to made up in the US. All right, thank you for listening, and hopefully this has done people well. And until next time, have a good one.